I was just about to do a completely different video today. I was going to talk about the Star Wars flop as it's going on, and just about as I was ready to start recording, I saw something that irked that part of my brain that I have been feeling for several days now, and I was contemplating on how and what kind of video to do about that, and I think that this is the time. I realized that no matter how much I think about it, I just have to speak from the heart, and it usually is the best way to do in those kind of situations, and it's usually the best way for me to express my stuff on this channel. Good day, ladies and gents, my name is Shackles and I'm DiscussThing, and today we're going to talk about the media, and specifically that we are the media, the people. But before this video continues, click the join button to support me on YouTube, follow my links in the description below, follow me on Patreon where I raise money for homeless animals and animals in shelters and help them any way you feel you can. So just as how I said in the beginning of the video that I was about to make a different kind of content today, I saw this post. This is from Smash JT, who just posted this a few minutes ago. He says, "It's not just in gaming journalism, folks. Their stranglehold on the narratives being completely lost to honesty, integrity, and sheer hard work by normal everyday people. Now they throw tantrums like babies, trying so hard to still control how you think." And of course, look at me, we're the media now, and I cannot agree more. However, I do have an opinion on the video that he posted, which is from the Wall Street Maeve. We're gonna watch it now. It's actually pretty interesting to hear him.
Matters.
Wait.
Matters.
Yeah.
Everything we do is under fire. Elon Musk sits on Twitter every day, or X today, saying like, we are the media. You are the media. My message to Elon Musk is bullshit. You're not the media.
This is in the response to Elon Musk saying that we're the media, and basically what he said in this tweet here from November 22nd, that you're the media now. This is from Mario Naufo. He replied to him, reposting, says on the Joe Rogan show that Joe Rogan said that X is a mainstream media now. And basically, yeah, he's right actually. X is a mainstream media and people are the media, but it's not that simple. Let's just continue to watch and I'll explain in a minute.
You having a blue check mark, a Twitter handle, and 300 words of cleverness doesn't make you a reporter.
I agree. That alone does not make you a reporter. That makes you being able to report on stuff and have this stuff seen by more and more people if you have the content to report. This is a possibility. This is a platform to make you able to report more freely.
Any more than me looking at your head and seeing that you have a brain and telling you have an awesome set of tools makes me a damn neurosurgeon, right?
That is a very, very bad comparison, because if you had a set of X-ray eyes or just some special abilities, yeah, you could basically be a neurosurgeon just by that. And if you understood something about neuroscience and neuromedicine, and as I said, you don't necessarily have to be a reporter when you have a blue checkmark. However, it is something that allows you, just as if you were a neurosurgeon, if you had the abilities to be a neurosurgeon and to look at the people's head and say that they have a brain and that made you a neurosurgeon, it would be the same thing. One doesn't necessarily mean the other thing, but it is a possibility for the other thing.
Right? Like what we do, what journalists do, what you did in Mississippi, what Al Jazeera does in the Middle East.
Pretty good point, actually. Like, you have these journalists who travel to different countries, report from them. You have people in high-risk countries who are basically in the trenches during a war zone just to be able to report. And these people out there, I agree, they are journalists. They are the people who put themselves on the line. However, I want to ask each and every one of you who's watching this video, how much of what they see, these people, let's say in Beirut, in Iran, in Israel, in Palestine, in Ukraine, in Russia, or in any country, how much of that material that they see, they film and they report on actually makes it to the news networks? And why, mind you, why have there been a lot of instances, and I'm not just talking about the USA, by the way, I'm talking about every country, and you can check that. Are there different news networks that report on the same kind of footage, but with different aspects and different cuts of the footage, showing you 5-6 completely different stories sometimes. And that, I'm not just talking about war zones, I'm talking about a lot of, like, all kinds of things that just are different scenes that are filmed by different people, and they don't show exactly one and the same thing. And that's how you get one media saying this, the other media saying this, and they're arguing with each other, making it the two opposing pseudo news / political sides in almost every country. Why is that happening if what they're filming is the same? Ask yourself that and tell me in the comments what you think.
You don't proclaim yourself to be a reporter. Like, that's nonsense. Like, being a reporter's hard. Really hard.
It is. I agree.
You have to care. You have to do the hard work.
Yes.
You have to get up every single day and say, I want to get to the closest approximation of the truth without any fear, without any favoritism.
Exactly. That is what a journalist should do. However, if we should talk only in gaming, we have already seen how much censorship and how much leaning towards only one side of the story this is. And I'll just remind you that we had for months IGN falsely reporting regarding inaccurately, in big quote marks, translated tweets for Black Myth Wukong, for the developers, history of sexism and all of that. And all of that was debunked on every possible level, and they still, till this day, have not apologized, they have not retracted their statements, they have not said, we are wrong. It was just a hit piece, and they didn't care about journalistic integrity, they didn't care about the truth, they cared about slandering what to them will ruin their next paycheck and will not sit well with the people who tell them what to do and what to say. So when he's talking about journalists, he doesn't mean these kind of people, because he's talking about actual real journalists, which I respect. However, the vast majority of journalists that are out there, and I'm not just saying about gaming or entertainment, have become these puppets who just say one and the same thing. I'm sure that each and every one of you has probably seen the clip of a multiple TV stations just linked together, which are saying, those are like 30-40 different people on different news networks that are saying the exact same script in different days, but they're saying the exact same words one after the other, like it's a script given to them, and it's exactly the same thing that they're saying without actually even missing one word. So when he talks about journalistic integrity, he doesn't mention these people, and these people are prevalent in the media industry right now. And he doesn't say that because he's angry and he's whining that people like Elon Musk and people like ordinary people will take their jobs. Take your jobs, take your jobs. Well, no. We're just doing what a lot of your people that you currently defend are afraid to do, because the money is coming in favor of just promoting a certain ideology.
You don't do that by popping off on Twitter. You don't do that by having
an
opinion.
You do actually.
You do it by doing the hard work.
What do you think the hard work is? He says, yeah, okay, you have the physical aspect of things with people in the foreign countries that I mentioned just now, but the hard work is investigative work. And let me tell you one thing, I don't know if that guy actually saw some YouTube clips of people like Smash JT or Nerdrolic or Jon or someone else YouTube in the entertainment industry. I don't know that if he has seen some of those videos or with other YouTubers, but people like that, and let's not forget Madame Savvy, who in the past 2 weeks has become one of my favorite persons to follow, because she just digs so deep. It's like she has an excavator for spicy information, and he digs, she treads, she actually uses a fucking mirror board, something that who works in a corporate industry and has to deal with those things, I fucking hate. And she uses that abysmal platform. Sorry, Miro, but whoever runs Miro, please fix it. She operates it like Naomi operated the Nebuchadnezzar in The Matrix. I'm just baffled that he says those things. And I just want to actually agree on him with something. Not everyone who has a blue check mark, who is on Twitter X or on YouTube or everywhere and just makes content, not everyone is a reporter. He's right about that. Not every single one person is a reporter. However, there's one key difference between what he's saying and what the whole truth is. Well, not everyone true is a reporter. A lot of these people want to be. They do the hard work. They dig deep. I try to do that. I'm not there yet because I simply don't have the technical time to and the connections that a lot of these people have. And I'm trying to build some connections online and to have some sources of information or to just find out new ways. And I am doing that every day. I'm searching, I'm digging, I'm trying to find out something that is there and needs to be reported, and the rest of the time I report on what I have heard and I've given my spin, and I dig even deeper or on a different angle on an already existing story. Yes, I do that, and I'm not a reporter. I don't claim that I'm a reporter or investigative journalist or whatever. However, we, and I will include myself in this, we as content creators, as YouTubers, and as people who want to defend our small section of the world, if you would say, that we hold dear, and that being entertainment as a whole and gaming, movies, TV shows, whatever, we go out of our way to expose the truth, be it by a lot of people doing essentially a similar video just to give it more traction and to give their own spin as well and possibly provide new information, and just not be afraid of being vocal, because for a long time people like fans of games have withstood and kept silent about all the things that are happening in the entertainment industry, all the woke narrative, all the bad games, and they didn't have such a vocal resistance as there is now. And currently you have such huge channels that have such an influence just because they stuck it out. They did the hard work. They refused to stay silent. They took all their time and dedication to grow their channels, to report on things, to not stay silent, to forge connections, to dig deep, to risk lawsuits, defamation suits, attacks by the other side, attacks by the media, as you have seen with a lot of the bigger channels. And these channels weren't always that big. They were small. They were started with 0, 1, 5, 10, 50 subscribers, and they went up. They started gathering the audience liked them. That's how it happens. That's how we become popular in these fields. And for him to say that we're not doing the work, I know that he's generalizing about everyone on YouTube, but there is a need to differentiate in this case, because people who create content and who report on news and do the hard work, as I just explained, are not that few. There are a lot more people than there were before, and they are substantially growing each and every day. I'm personally finding out channels just left and right these days who do report and who do have some interesting information, by the way, and they're not just making content just to gain subscribers. And the other part is that he's basically throwing a tantrum that their control is not that absolute. Well, yeah, it's not going to be that absolute, because you have already been discovered on every single level, not just in entertainment, that a lot of journalists pander to one side only and to one truth. And I'm not talking about left or right side. It's on both levels. They're only reporting what is on their side, what would help their side of viewership with the news that they want to hear. And the simple fact that the truth still remains out there and nobody cares to dig a little deeper and report on it, no matter if it's uncomfortable or not, is exactly the reason why legacy media and these narrative media sites and the traditional media is dying out. Because you need people without shackles. You need people without a noose around their neck that is just so tight that it doesn't let them move in each and every in any direction outside of what is allowed to walk, to explore. And to me, if journalists do feel that way, as he explained, then the journalists of the legacy media should do something. They should break out, they should report all the information without censorship, and they should not be afraid. They should take the risks as he told. And this should happen on every single level. And that way you return what is the most important thing to when you're reporting news. Truth. No matter how uncomfortable it is, no matter how bad it might be perceived, no matter what it will do to your reputation or anything. If you're a true journalist, you have one obligation, and that obligation is to the truth. And that's exactly what you should do. Journalism is not a job to be taken just like that. Journalism is a passion. And you need to have a certain flame inside of you that burns very wildly. And that is what needs to be driving each and every one of these people forward. And that flame will keep them going no matter how hard things get. If journalists are able to rekindle that flame and once again march out in the pursuit of truth and just forget all the chains that they're shackled with, then you have, again, trusted journalism, you have news stations that you can trust, and you have the rise of journalism as a whole once again. But until then, look at me, and look at everyone that you watch on YouTube that do these things. We are the media. And you are the media, the ordinary person. You have no shackles. And that is your strength. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with what Jim VandeHei said, or do you disagree with him? Do you agree with me or disagree with me as well? I want to hear and read your opinions below. If you enjoy this content and if you enjoy my channels, click the like and subscribe button to join and follow for more content. And if you want to support me directly, once again, click the join button and enjoy all the perks, and you help me personally to grow this channel and to become more and more in YouTube. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Shackles, this was DiscussThing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.